Welcome to Obedient Women. This is Obidati Family TV, and my name is Sharon Enemchukwu, and with me are my two beautiful, intelligent co-hosts. In person of,
my name is Jayceekah Chinwe. Welcome back to the show. It's nice to be here again.
And my name is Ibeh Grace. You're welcome back to the show.
I think we missed you.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so welcome back. Okay, so today we're going to make this quick and short as possible because we want you all to have enough time to be able to prepare for February 25th, that is this Saturday, to go out and vote. Our topic today is reasons why women should vote Peter Obi. Period. Now we are going to be giving, we're just going to be sharing points, right? Personal points. Because at this point, I don't know if there's any room for, I don't know, convincing you, but we are going to try our best. My first point is the issue of insecurity, how it will be solved. Because let's face it, I feel that women are the ones that suffer the issue of insecurity the most, because not only are their lives, threatened, the lives of their children. And you know how women are emotionally, the kind of connection they have with their children and their safety. Because I have my mom and my dad that is not even here calling me every other day. How is it over here? How are you people faring? Do you understand? So it's not as though they have peace of mind when there's insecurity. No mother has any form of peace of mind when there's insecurity in the state. So women should vote Mr. Peter Obi so he would be able to solve the issue of insecurity. What about you guys?
That's a very cool point, because they refer women as being sentimental. But then I think that is a trait to be to appreciate.
It is.
Because first of all, if we do not have sentimental beings like women, a lot of people would not, value lives, or would take things for granted. Take, for instance, your children. I am not making comparison, but then mothers have more connection with their children and with their entire family, right? So yeah, that's just me stressing what you're saying.
Okay.
But let me go to one of the reasons why women should vote Peter Obi is because women will be allowed to occupy executive positions in government. It seems like a big deal right now and in the past years for women to occupy positions in government, because I don't know, there are a lot of speculations about this issue, but then Peter Obi has been stressing on this fact from the onset. Even when he was the governor of Anambra State, he made sure that at least 40% of people occupying positions in government are women, so it was balanced, So I'm very certain that he's going to also include this thing, when he becomes the president of Nigeria, which I am very happy about, because it wouldn't be something that we are fighting for again. It will now be something that we've embraced, and that's a good thing to look out for. It
is, and I really like that, because the whole inclusiveness in governance and in executive positions, for that matter, because sometimes there are men that would defend themselves and say, oh, of course we have women in our company, or if it's the private sector, and there are some men that would say, of course we have women in my local government, but then they don't hold key positions, right? But I'm glad that we can all see that Mr. Peter Obi is someone who is not afraid to put women at the helm of affairs. Do you have any point of view?
Yeah, sure. But before I make my point, one of the interview, Mrs. Margaret Obi made mention, like both the female and the women make up the 75% of registered voters. So if we have those percent, why then are we silent? That most especially if we're silent on this, that is women that are actually going to suffer in this kind of situation like this. So she's trying to say that even her husband, when he becomes the president, that he has already made his point clear that women are going to have a very front line when he comes to president. He's also said something like we should not vote him because of what he said, but we should look at his past and what he has done when he was the governor of Anambra State. And you see that when he was governor of Anambra State, almost like 40% of women were actually working with him. Now imagine if he becomes the president. that is going to do more. So I actually believe that women out there, every woman should actually vote Mr. Peter Obi.
Okay, I think I like that point because you know you mentioned Mrs. Margaret Obi, and I remember you wanted to say something about. You know,
There's something I read and I confirmed it. It's verified. Okay. That this was what Margaret, the wife of Peter Obi, was saying in I think in a conference or something in Abuja. So she mentioned that women will have more access to money, and this seems confusing somehow because everybody have access to money, you know. But then what she's trying to say is that women will be granted loans. They will be given loans to start up their business, and that's something huge because we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people that are into one or two businesses, but then their issue is that they need money, they need funding, you know, to scale up their business. So this is a great opportunity for this woman to be granted loans, to be granted more access to, you know, finance to boost their business. And this is what Peter Obi is going to do. And you know, one thing about Peter Obi is when he says something, he's going to do it. So anytime we are saying that Peter Obi will do this thing or he promises to do this thing, we are also trying to make you understand that he has done it in the past. Definitely, he's going to do it again. And this is what he promised, and he definitely would do it. So
to add up to what you said about that loan stuff, I actually believe in that. I know someone that actually works in a loan company, something like that, and when a woman wants to come to collect a loan, they'll be like, where's your husband? Something like that. It still happens, exactly.
Really?
She'll be like, go get your husband, that we can't actually give you the loan. We don't know how the capacity, everything. So I actually believe that that mindset of women.
I really thought it as that era has expired.
And it's quite sad because I know my mom was telling me the other day, and it was really surprising. And she was saying how she's going to actually apply for loan, and I was listening to her, and then she made mention. I mean, she was like, of course, Mr. Peter Obi said that.
Really?
You know, she was making reference to what Mr. Peter Obi said, and she was trying to explain that Nigerians are not used to applying for loans because of we think it's a bad thing. We think, and then she tells me, okay, from what Mr. Peter Obi has said, that most of these businesses, most of these big conglomerates, they actually, you know, use loans. And then as she was trying to explain, and then it was very beautiful because I'm seeing my mom now teaching me our loans. So this is the influence that Mr. Peter Obi is having in every home, and she's trying to tell me that as long as you have a business that can bring back that money, even with extra interest, that it's not a bad deal. And that is something she said she was actually going to do once the whole new money, old money, something comes down. And you can see that this is something that not just in my home, right? In it's everywhere really. And I love to see this. I love to see women think outside of the box of how they can invest in their business. And it will actually be a beautiful thing to see more women start talking about shareholding, stocks, and all of the rest, forex and everything.
Yes,
that is brilliant, really. Okay, on to my next point. And let's also talk about the fact that Mr. Peter Obi, one of the reasons women should vote for Peter Obi is the fact that Mr. Peter Obi have said is not a corrupt politician. How do you know corrupt politician? Corrupt politicians are the ones that will tell you, I am going to wire and fire the entire nation. And then after 4 years to 8 years, they have really wired and fired the nation because then you are hungry. Hunger have wired you. You can't have access to money, and it is just a nightmare. So I like the fact that we can see now that it's open. And then I think it's Aisha Yusuf that said that one of the highest campaigners for Mr. Peter Obi is Buhari, the current president of Nigeria, because the level of bad governance, right? The sheer level of bad governance has actually opened people's eyes to see that this is not what we want, and it's making people to look out for something more, and that's where Mr. Peter Obi comes. And there's a picture that's trending online on social media that says, and then comes Peter. Right there comes Peter, where Peter Obi is coming out from a private jet with his black briefcase, and he's just giving superhero vibes. I love that. You wanted to add something?
No, you were talking about what's it called? There's something you were saying before.
What was that?
Oh my God, I've forgotten. Okay, let's just skip that. So aside from what I intended to say, right, women should also vote for Peter Obi because Peter Obi is someone that respects women.
Yeah.
Yes, he's someone that respects women because he understands the value of being, first of all, a mother, a struggling parent, and all. Okay, I think I remember what I wanted to say, because Tinubu mentioned something that is trending and it's now a meme. He said that I will provide for the widows, and in my mind I was like, okay, how are you going to provide for the widows? I mean, what is your intention? Okay, I think he was trying to say I will provide for the widow or widow, so it was very confusing and people turned it into a meme. So in relation to that, Peter Obi is someone that respects mothers, because if you see him in certain campaigns, you see how he makes sure that these women, right, these mothers are catered for. Like when he was the governor of Anambra State, we remember when he went to this areas where poverty was so on the high, and most of them were mothers, widows. And Peter Obi took, like, he made sure that these women were brought out, they were empowered financially and every other way, you know, to bring them out of that place that they were in. And it helped them, not just the community, but then the children of these mothers, because we realized that even when, after the whole thing, that was where the other governor, Willie Obiano, came from, that same village that Peter Obi went to, you know, empower the women. So that's just one of them.
Yes, I love what you just said now, because Mrs. Margaret Obi said the same thing. She said that actually women are the ones training the leaders of tomorrow. Because, and then it just reflects on how much or how well you can train these leaders of tomorrow. If the people that are actually in charge of training them do not have enough or adequate funds, it is really going to deter just how much they can do. And because, let's take for instance, right, we're going to wrap up very soon, but let's take for instance and use my a close friend that I know. They have, you know how your father will tell you, oh, go to school, face your studies and all that, but you have passion maybe for entertainment, or you have passion for football, and your dad might not understand. In most cases, I'm not saying it happens everywhere, but in most cases it's usually the mother that understands the passion of her child, that knows your dream. But then there is a limit to how your dream can be sponsored, because your mom does not have enough cash or adequate funds to support you. Do you understand? Now let's switch that scenario and imagine a situation, a country whereby women are financially able and capable to take care and to be able to pursue their children's dreams for them. You know, everything is not about going to school, right? There are people that have different callings and different aspects of you know, the economy and whatever, and it's important that Nigerians start, even as parents, to start identifying the passion of this child and backing that passion up. So I just honestly believe that in a situation whereby women have access to more money, like Mrs. Margaret Obi said, that issue would be solved.
Amazing.
I think I'll just run it up in the sense that one of the reasons why women should actually vote Mr. Peter Obi is because he gives them the opportunity to air that view. I've not actually seen any candidate that gives women 100% opportunity.
Even official spokesperson, right? His party official
So I think
women.
like this is exactly one of the reasons, in the sense that women can actually make a decision, say something, and they can actually pick on that
and work with it. I like that. Absolutely. Just carry your last one.
And I don't think I have any other one. But I think women in diverse ways, even if we are not being specific, right, or we don't have more points, women in diverse ways, we benefit from Peter Obi's administration. So you out there, sorry, as a woman, you should endeavor, put everything. I know there is this thing about security and what will happen on election day. But like I told my friends, and I told them, I personally would take pepper spray to that place, honestly, even if I don't know how to use arms and all those things, because of my safety. And it doesn't matter what's going on there, but I know that we ought to be security conscious, but then your vote really counts. So make sure that it clicks, right? So that's what that's the last thing I have to say.
That is lovely. I think that is all from all of us. At this point, really, I just hope that we are just saying this to further how do I say it? To further push the message home, because at this point, Bye.